Hello YouTube, this is your one and done mom. I wanted to start this series after being laid off a couple of months ago, and I just wanted to share here my thoughts and my life after being released. As you can see from my name, I am the one and done mom. I have one daughter, she's 4. Being laid off was a blessing in disguise. I was very happy to stay home with my daughter. I have been enjoying these couple of months with her at home, being her, being her mom. And actually, it's been really lovely, and I've made quite a lot of realizations about life, motherhood, health, finances, what is important, what is not. And I just want to start this series and see where it goes, share with you what I have actually learned in this time home. Maybe some tips and tricks for life with a toddler, a 4-year-old. Just a little bit about what has been going on. So my daughter, the first 3 years were very interesting. She was a spirited child. And what I've noticed now being home with her, she has actually settled quite a lot. We have really found our rhythm together. That's why I said blessing in disguise. I'll just focus here on the lovely mess she made this morning. Being home with her has actually been the best thing that could have happened for both of us. She really, I feel, because she's a spirited child, she really needed her mommy, and it actually has really calmed down her nervous system. And we have created a bond that I could have never imagined I could have created with her, because we had a lot of issues, tantrums, little fights about food, morning till the evening, lots of struggles. And now, of course, she's 4.5, so time heals all wounds and kids grow up. It gets easier for sure. But I think this time, the couple of months, I've really seen a huge improvement. And I think it's all thanks to this time that I can really spend with her. Of course, being laid off also released a lot of stress on me. So that has been a good thing. So I'm a much calmer mom, but we just spend so much more time together. We go out on bike rounds, we go for walks. We really get to talk a lot more. We have learned a lot from each other. I have learned the person she is. She has learned the mom that I am. So it has actually been really, really healing for both of us. And I think with a spirited child, you need to create this kind of bond to be able to really, because they also then don't want to disappoint you. So they really want to also keep that bond together. So therefore they, if you have a good relationship and they have their head, they have their opinions, but they also want to keep some sort of truth between you two. So that has actually been really, really good for this time. And what I will probably also start to talk about in this series is my health. So I was in a really high demanding job. I was a manager, and this really took a toll on my health. I noticed really severe symptoms at the end. The physical symptoms were unexplainable pains all over my body, headaches, inflammations, and this took months to heal. I'm telling you, lots of time. And once I was released from work, I first couldn't put my phone away. The physical symptoms, the unexplainable pains, disappeared pretty quickly in the first 2 weeks, but inflammations didn't. And obviously, because I was in a high demanding job and I was a working almost 100%, and I had a daughter at home. I do have a partner though, but he's also working 100%. So I had to really renew my whole diet and everything, because as a manager I was eating really quickly, lots of sugary foods, lots of ready-made meals. They were not healthy. I forgot about vegetables and fruits. I just didn't have the time to take care of myself, and this was going to slowly take years out of my life, I noticed. So I will talk later in this series about how I left out sugar, how that really improved my health, and I will probably find a better angle someday. I just couldn't really figure out where I should point this camera. I don't have a very aesthetic home, which we live in a 3.5, so 2-bedroom. My daughter has a teeny tiny room that you saw earlier in this series. Well, you can look at my feet. And yeah, we have this also tiny bedroom for me and my partner. We have a living room, and I've tried to optimize everything for us, and this is also something I can touch on later in the series about our apartment. But yeah, we'll just shoot this intro of what I'm gonna start here, what I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about health, probably spirited children, because I have a lot to talk about that topic. What I do with my daughter, how she's preschool, she's not yet in preschool, so I can touch on that topic, all the tasks that I'm helping her to be ready for preschool. I mean, you obviously don't have to prepare your child for preschool necessary, but I feel like that's good for her self-esteem, so I'm going to show you some tasks that I do with her. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a rambler, so try to stick with me and let's see where this series goes. Thanks for starting to watch. Hopefully someday when there's more videos you will subscribe, and I will show you what our life looks like. Thank you, and have a great day.